No Rewrites podcast.
She knows the name. She knows the name.
Usually takes us 2 tries.
Yeah, we say blue sky still sometimes.
Oh, well.
Yeah, but look at you, doing your homework.
Yep.
We have today Julia. Is it Ettlinger? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yep, that's how you say it.
That's how you say it.
Ettlinger.
All right. Well, this is our third guest ever.
Third guest ever.
Woo!
Yeah, all excited. How do we know Julia?
Well, we know Julia from the stage. Julia is an improviser, a sketch artist, an all-around amazing human being, charismatic as beep, and a really good friend who we met going through the gauntlet at Second City. Yeah.
We just saved a lot of money for the beep right there, so appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's $1 a beep. If you don't do it yourself, the system charges you dollars.
We only get 3 fucks. Oh, we only get 2 more now.
More. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, well then.
So we have one each.
But yeah,
now I'm the only one with one left.
If you have not seen Julia around the city perform, she produces a show called Hot Soup and is constantly doing improv with many people and also performing sketch with the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
This is true. We have Hot Soup has a show that's coming up on May 21st, I believe, at Comedy Bar.
Ooh. So, is it called The After Party?
It's The After Party.
Nice.
This is the second after party that we've had on stage.
And is it
in real life? We've had more.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've been to your after parties.
You have been to my after parties.
Is this gonna be similar like last time where you guys did? It was pretty cool because you did improv and stand up. It was like stand up breaking
and
up
sketch.
And
sketch. Sorry. Yeah.
It's like a very
the Holy Trinity
medley.
Yeah, it's a conceited variety show is what we've been saying because we're in everything. No, we're not. We're not.
I love that though. The conceited variety show. That's a good name for the show.
It does.
Like a TV show.
Good,
the conceited variety show.
Yeah.
So Em's gonna do some. Emily Callahan, if you aren't familiar, is gonna do some stand up and
the
then
other half of Hot Soup.
The other third.
The other half.
Oh, the other half of Hot Soup. The other third of Red Hot Chili Peppers.
And then
Chili Peppers.
And then Glenna and Emily and I will do some sketch, and then some improvers. We'll be doing some improv.
Nice, exciting. Yeah. Okay. Well, you probably. I mean, we've kind of talked about this offline already, but this podcast is a lot about writing a script. It's about movies and all that shit. What's the latest thing you've seen that you really liked? Sounds like such an interviewer there. What's the latest movie you've seen?
Well, the last movie I just saw, I've seen before, but my girlfriend Chantel had never seen it, so I was like, we need to watch this. It's called River Wild, the original River Wild, Meryl Streep.
Yeah,
I've
heard of it.
Name?
I don't remember the movie at all, though.
Is
it
scary.
The River Wild?
Oh, okay.
And
Meryl Streep in a horror.
Totally up my alley.
Just River Wild.
Okay, the new River Wild. It's the River Wild.
Oh,
new River Wild. I was like, yeah, it's horrible ratings. The new River Wild with like Leighton Meester doesn't look so good. But this one was fire. It also has bad ratings. But
Is that Kevin Bacon? Is that Kevin Bacon?
Kevin Bacon.
Bacon. Love me some Kevin Bacon.
I'll preface that it's kind of slow, but it gets creepy and it has you on the edge of your seat.
Okay, I'll check it out. Never heard of it.
Yeah, watch it.
Speaking of creepy, I haven't fully watched it yet. I watched a bit of it. Have you guys heard of that new show, Baby Reindeer?
I've heard about it. I will not be
too.
watching it.
Really?
I just think that I just don't need
the stalker
trauma.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like not going to sleep at night, even though this movie was scary too.
So can you do horror films?
I can do horror films. That's a lie. I usually don't do horror films. I love thriller movies. But like it depends what type of thriller. I can do scary if it's going to be like well produced scary. Like I'm not into just like blood and guts. And
but I'm not a
what's
big
your
gore
move?
guy.
Say you're in the theater, right? And you kind of are like, I can handle this, and you go in and it gets fucking weird. What's your move at that point? Do you like sit through it?
I'll stay.
But what, are you staying and you're like in like close your eyes mode?
Yeah. I close my eyes all the time. Close my eyes, cover my eyes, go under a blanket. Scream. Like I'm an active watcher.
Yeah.
People are embarrassed.
Yeah, you're a loud watcher. Do you ever get shushed in the theater?
Maybe by my family members
because they don't want to get
unsupportive.
They're just
holding you back.
We all get embarrassed by each other. My mom's they're all loud. My brother and my dad probably aren't as loud as me and my mom. My mom's like a sire in the movie theater. Like we went. What did we just see recently? We went to go see. It was so good. This is actually way better than River Wild. Wicked Little Letters.
I haven't heard of that either.
Heard of this?
What is it new?
Oh my gosh, this movie is so underrated. People are not talking about it, and they should be.
I love Olivia Colman.
Yeah, and who's the other woman that's younger in it?
I can't remember her name.
Love her. She's in Lost Daughter as well. No.
Jessica Buckley. Oh, Jessie Buckley. She's in the new Frankenstein with Christian Bale.
She's just so good. This whole movie is a brilliantly written comedy set in old times, or I don't know what time period it is.
Like 1994, but it's older.
It's in the 2000s.
That's funny.
But yeah, it's.
I'll check it out. Yeah, it's very like limited release, so it's not in a lot of theaters, but I'll check it out.
I don't know why. Like, I wasn't even in a big theater at Cineplex. Like, was in one of those smaller theaters, which I'm always like, put me in the big theater. But sometimes I'm kind of down for it.
For the intimate setting?
Yeah.
I'm kind of scared in big theaters sometimes. I'm like, someone's going to come in here.
Oh, dude, I have that thought all the time when I'm high and watching a movie.
Of course, I
theaters.
cannot go high to a movie theater because I'm like, we're going to get
you don't?
shot.
That's my favorite.
Oh, so you're scared someone's going to come in and shoot? Because it's big?
I have this weird.
Like, there's tons of room for my gun in here. I'm not gonna go to that tiny one. I won't get my gun through the door.
Well, the thing is, if you're a shooter, are you gonna go for? It's like the joke of like the hijacker for a plane. He's never gonna hijack a small plane.
No.
It's not, what is he like trying out? It's like you go for the big, right?
He's gonna go into the big AVX theater where he
More
has
targets.
200 people just sitting in front of them. And one time I was in a theater and someone did like come in from like one of the doors,
and you were like
the back doors, like by the thing, and I'm like, oh, we're done for. It was just a weirdo, but he left.
It's weirdly comforting that you're similar.
I'm just weird.
You think that too, because I do that when I'm high sometimes. But that's very morbid, and I try my best not to think that because that ruins it. Because I'll be honest, intimate small theaters are cool and all, but that IMAX feeling, I do like it.
Oh, of course, I love it.
Going to like a big theater, like to watch like even Dune, or I want to watch Civil War in an IMAX theater, and it's like So that Dune morbid thought I try to push away, but
I don't like the ones at Carlton that are like kind of shoeboxy. They're like maybe like 7 seats across. Yeah, it's Imagine, I think. Yeah. It's like super small. I don't like them, and there's pillars in there.
How do you feel about VIP?
Oh, I love VIP.
I can get behind a good VIP theater, but if there's anything wrong, like the VIP theater at, is it Varsity, which is like, what is that, like Bloor and Bay vibes?
Yeah.
Okay, well, the last theater on the right up there, unless they've gotten some good WD-40, I would never go.
Because the seats are creaky?
Creak. And I'm like...
That's not VIP at all.
I'm not even
like,
IP. No, I'm feeling like a very not important person. That's what I'm feeling like.
It's a NIP.
It's a VNIP.
Everyone's kind of since COVID, everyone's kind of like a KIP, a kind of important person, because people are kind of important people now. Everyone, because like since COVID, you select your seats no matter what. Like that was the whole thing of the VIP. You just select your seats. You don't have to fucking worry about like.
Oh, was that I gotta at the beginning?
For me,
no, I think it was. There's the seats are bigger and they're recliners, which again now everything's a recliner. Even the regular IMAX seats go back.
Are they? Do they? Oh, right.
Everything's a recliner.
I feel like every theater I go to now, maybe it's the IMAX, but VIP is more like cushy and it's bigger seats, and you get
food.
That's the biggest thing. Which I'll be very honest, I'm not a big person on like we should eat while watching a movie.
I don't want to eat fucking chicken wings theaters. While watching a movie. That's for sure. I don't. No, it's like I'll get the fish tacos, please. I'm like, bro.
I've been high in VIP, and then we're like, let's get these like something that was
sliders or something.
Yeah, like some sort of big shareable plate. Well, it's pitch black.
Yeah.
And the seats are so big that like if you're sharing with the third person over there, like what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
I'm passing you a dipped chicken nugget with the ranch on it all the way. Can pass that over to her?
Yeah. At home, I'm all for it.
Of course.
I can't eat until I'm watching something most of the time.
Oh,
but
it's an issue.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm literally like
people. People think that's like a huge problem.
No,
our generation that we like want to eat when
while
we're
watching,
like
being entertained.
I like love to watch something when I'm eating, and then I like to eat while I'm watching something. So that's why we're just constantly eating and watching things.
That's the constant discussion here. We cook dinner. We're like, we watching something, or are we sitting at the table?
Talking.
You know?
I don't. What usually wins? What usually wins for you?
I would say it's a solid 50-50 split. It just depends on the thing. Ratio. It's like, and it also depends on what we're eating. If it's like, something that we have to shovel more and like drippier, we'll sit at the table. But,
that makes sense.
If we're eating like nachos, or like just something snacky, we'll.
If it's a whole ordeal, then you're like, get a table, right?
Yeah. To wrap up the theater talk, though, have you guys been to the Alamo Drafthouse? Like in any region? I used to go to the one in LA. Alamo Drafthouse is like a fucking amazing theater. It's basically everyone is a VIP. Every room is a VIP.
Okay.
They play like tons of art house and like independent movies, and they have like thematic nights. There's like a proper DVD video store in the lobby.
So it feels like someone's house almost kind of vibe.
It still feels like a Cineplex, but it just feels like a Cineplex that was made by movie nerds.
Oh,
and like the seats are amazing. They have waiter service or whatever, but like you get popcorn in a giant bowl, and you get pop in a giant frosty mug. There's like way less waste. And they fucking do it right. Like I used to go there all the time. Alamo Draft House.
And then you leave the bowl. Yes. Why is it always the trash? Is something that I hate about going to movie theaters. Just having them sitting there as you walk out. Now they have the guy waiting for you.
And if you don't bring your shit, they're like they look at you like, yeah, you're a fucking piece of shit. You should have brought your trash out with you. And it's like, what are you gonna do? What, like, I mean, I hate to be like, well, that's their job, but like, also, if I was working at a theater, I would want shit to do to kill the time.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, I'm just going to stand here.
That's because when you worked at a theater, you were working at a theater. Now, when you're working at the theater, your downtime is like on the phone, right? So it's like, I don't want to do my job. I just want to. I sound like such an old guy, but that is what it is now. It's like at work, you're just like, I want to be on my phone, so I'll do my job really quickly and poorly to go back to this device.
And if Jono doesn't bring his trash with him, he's a piece of shit.
What?
And if Jono doesn't bring his trash, he's a piece of shit. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
That was
good. Great.
All right, well,
we all know how we feel about
Thank
movies.
you so much for coming.
Okay, so we're going to kind of get to it.
Before we get to it, sorry.
We're going to play a game now.
Yeah, we skipped the biggest part because that's the point. I mean, we kind of warmed up just talking about this shit.
But what have you seen recently?
That's a good question. You have another hour?
No one.
What have I seen recently?
Or you, Jono?
Yeah.
I've been watching Fallout.
Oh,
is it good?
Kind of cliche. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. We took a break because, I don't know. It's like... It's fun and shit, but it's like getting a little bit like, okay, mid-season lull, and then it'll pick up again. Yeah. But we just finished, finally, we've been watching it, or Katie's been rewatching it, but we've been watching it for the last almost year. Fringe. We just wrapped that. It's an old show.
Yeah. Fringe. I remember that.
Fucking amazing.
It's like, am I completely wrong, or is it kind of like Bones?
It's more like the X-Files. It's like procedural X-Files-y kind of shit, but like... way deeper, funnier, great fucking characters, like just super smart writing.
Who are these actors that are in it?
Joshua Jackson's the most, like Pacey from Dawson's Creek.
I'll check it out.
Okay.
Great fucking show. But yeah, we just finished that.
I've been doing a lot of rewatching because like I saw Baby Ranger. My friend messaged me like, you got to watch this. Very up your alley. It's dark. It's really cool storytelling. Blah blah blah. So I put it on just to see the other night, and the first 3-4 minutes, I was like, fuck, I'm hooked. I had to stop it because I'm like, I know the next 3 hours are this show now. So I put it on pause so that this weekend when I'm hungover,
you have something.
I'm going to binge that shit.
You're going to like it.
What's self-control?
Oh, man. Well, also, it's because, like, again, I have the self-control because my other option right now is rewatching Community. You guys watch Community?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Well,
and then rewatching it for like a million times. But
I haven't watched the full thing, but I've watched
season 5 and 6 is surprisingly great.
Yeah. Okay.
But, yeah, I'm just rewatching that, and I'm just remembering how good the writing is. Like it's just
so snappy,
dude. It's constant jokes, but it's constant high quality jokes as opposed to cheesy jokes. It's high quality, meta, like breaking the fourth wall, like real character shit, and constant great acting.
So good.
Yeah,
some of the greatest comedic acting by not like this one person. Like Donald Glover's great,
the ensemble's incredible.
But then Alison Brie steals the scene, and then fucking what's her name, Jillian Jacobs. She steals a whole episode. Then Joel McHale being Joel McHale, like everyone, and Danny Pudi. Like the cast is just
cast is amazing. They're all individualistically like.
Yeah. Every scene you're like, it could be a normal scene and you're just talking, but someone always adds a little color in terms of acting in that show, and it's like it'll take a simple scene to like a 10.
Yeah, a lot of smart people on that show.
Oh yeah.
Is Donald Glover in that show?
Yeah. He's like dude, he's so funny in that.
He's so funny too. Chantel and I are she'd never seen it. I'm rewatching it with her. We're rewatching Lost right now.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen Lost? Have we had this discussion?
Pretty cool.
Maybe because I passed that time when it was a big thing.
Go and watch some of it. You actually you have to at least know what like.
Yeah, what the crazy.
There's some cultural stuff.
Yeah.
Fair. I will, because again, I've done that with other shows like Sopranos and Mad Men. I went back and watched because I've never seen it. So Lost is on the
I
list.
haven't watched Mad Men.
Oh, Mad Men's so good, dude.
I know. Or The West Wing. I need to watch too.
Yeah, that I want to check out.
Anyway, cool.
All right.
Okay, well, was that 30 minutes in that section?
Yeah. Exactly. Well, 16.
All right, fine, whatever.
Cool.
We'll do the script real quick. we'll spend more time on this.
No, we're done, right? Yeah. I go home now.
Yeah, it's a 20-minute episode. Let's just do a quick game of mind meld.
Okay.
Shall we?
Yeah.
3-way mind meld. Whoever has the thing starts first.
And we're going to do 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1 is what we do. Yeah. Okay, I got something.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Painting. Strawberry
painting.
I got something.
3, 2, 1. Monet.
What'd you say?
Red Monet.
Red Monet. Yeah.
I was going to say red too.
Red Monet. I got something. First thing comes to your mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
$50. $50 in graffiti.
Yeah.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Clean.
$sign.
Clean $sign.
Clean $sign. Oh. 3.
What is it?
Oh, clean.
Clean
dollar
sign.
3, 2, 1. Money
Mr.
laundering.
Clean.
Mr. Clean and money laundering.
Mr. Clean and money laundering.
3, 2, 1. Corporation.
Money detergent.
Incorporation.
Oh. Incorporation detergent. Money.
3, 2, 1. Tide. Lingering tide.
Yeah, me and John got tied.
Let's. Did you say lingering?
I said laundering, but did we just say that? Like,
We
I
did.
feel like this game when it goes on, I'm like, wait, is that in my mind or did we just say that?
Say it? Yeah.
But lingering tide is a good movie title. Let's keep that in the bank for
All
today.
right, lingering tide.
Okay. I feel like our minds are melded.
Yeah, I see.
So let's go on to the next section, shall we?
Let's do it.
The prompt.
Now there will be no mistake. Okay. All right. So, for those of you just joining us for the first time ever, Adeel is going to reach into the Forsaken Bowl. Adeel and I both have genre.
I thought you were getting a snack. I was
genre
like,
prompts.
I cannot wait.
We're in the middle of an episode, dude.
These
And
brownies.
it's sad because I was thinking, what is it?
But Adeel and I have written prompts in there. They could be genres. They could be random ideas. Julia has put in some ideas in there. They could be genres.
it's
They could be
one of
random
hers.
ideas. And we're
Just to
going to
put the
pull one
pressure
out,
on.
and it will determine
hope it's
the
not.
fate of our episode.
All right, the prompt. Oh, I got something. It opened up already in my hand.
Ooh.
Oh,
Is it
shit.
ready? Oh, wait, it's very simple.
Yeah.
Rom Com.
It's a rom-com, y'all.
It's a rom-com.
It's a rom-com. Bouton. I don't know. It's a rom-com.
It's a
That's what I
rom-com.
rhymed
It's a rom-com. It's a
it. It's a
rom-com.
rom-com.
Is that too basic? Some of my
Hey.
other ones were weird.
Basic is good.
Hey, we've done a rom-com in the past.
Yeah. Was it
So-
a rom-com? That wasn't a com. It was pretty sad. When they die, is that the one?
Oh, yeah, maybe. Maybe. But
No,
still.
yeah, let's heavy on the calm.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Rom.
Heavy on the
calm.
How about we really also
Is that what
make
the
it-
security guards use at the Royal Ontario Museum? They speak
Thank
through
you.
rom-coms?
How long were you thinking that while we were talking? You
Just
like,
came.
the background.
Just
You're
came.
just like
Yeah.
rom-com. Okay, before we get into it,
Yeah.
rom-coms, list them. Your favorite ones.
Rom-coms.
Favorite ones.
The Notebook.
Okay,
That's kind of
yeah.
sad, but like
That's
Is
not
that
a rom-com
funny?
at all.
I think
Where's the
there's,
com in
there's,
that
there's
movie?
comedy in that.
I mean, there's
But
calm.
dude, it's not
calm.
rom-com is 50-50 at least.
Okay.
Great movie though.
Great movie. You're right. That is way too much romantic. Okay, this is now we're gonna go heavy on the comedy, but I think that this would be a rom-com. This is 40?
I love This Is 40.
This is 40 is
I fucking
debatably
love
my
This
favorite
Is 40.
movie ever.
Dude, it's so good.
So I would put it in any genre.
So did you
'cause it's
also like
brilliant.
Knocked Up?
I love Knocked Up.
that's a rom-com.
But yeah, Knocked Up's a rom-com,
Yeah.
and I love. I just love Leslie Mann. She can do no wrong in my mind.
Yeah,
You seen
she's
Change
great.
Up? She's in
Yeah.
that for a bit.
Yeah, I don't really remember that movie. Is that where they take someone's baby and
No,
change
Ryan
it?
Reynolds and Jason.
What's
baby
that?
theft
The
movie?
Switch? The Switch? Someone
The Switch is when Jason Bateman's character
takes the
switches the sperm,
yeah,
and puts his sperm in by accident because he's too drunk. And then
me take someone's baby, not what it is about.
well, he
at
took
all.
someone's
but
future
he took someone's
potential,
Took someone's
baby.
maybe making seed. I don't know.
uterine real estate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Crazy Stupid Love.
Crazy Stupid Love
That's
is
a
a
rom-com.
great movie. I actually recently watched that with Chantel because she had never seen it, and I'm like, this movie is so good.
Yeah.
Palm Springs was a recent
Oh, that was a
rom-com
great
that I
fucking
very
movie,
much
yeah.
enjoyed.
I haven't
Andy
watched that.
Samberg.
And
It's like Groundhog Day rom-com.
Palm Springs.
Yeah, really
Oh,
good.
yeah. Wait, I remember seeing. Maybe I
Christina
watched some of
Milioti.
this. I think my mom made me turn it off.
Kristen
She is-
Milioti.
Why was she-
Milioti.
I think she just didn't like. It's because it's like. Is it like stoner? Stoner comedy?
No, I wouldn't
maybe not.
say. It's just like this dude becomes kind of a deadbeat because he's stuck in a time loop. And
Yeah, I think we were. If something happened where I watched the beginning of it, maybe it was even me. I'll have to go back and rewatch it.
it's good though. It's really
Other
cool. They play
rom-coms.
with time travel, time loops kind of shit. And yeah,
It's literally Groundhog Day meets
Yeah.
like Wedding Crashers.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I mean.
Oh, Wedding Crashers. Yeah. Wait a minute.
Wedding Crashers.
I think so.
I think so. I mean, we're just going down comedy, but like.
Well, no, because
They have
it ends.
love.
The whole thing is
Yeah.
about him and Rachel McAdams at the end of the day. Without that story,
Agreed. Yeah.
there's nothing else.
Yeah.
Right?
They came together. I always mention when we talk about
So good.
rom-coms. It's like a parody
Paul Rudd and
David
Amy
Wayne.
Poehler.
You know the guy who made Wet Hot
What?
American Summer?
Or
Yeah.
Role Models.
He did it.
But
It's
what's
Amy
it called?
Poehler. It's called They Came Together.
They came
It is
together.
the silliest
And they just hit the gas on the rom-com tropes like so fucking
like a parody,
hard.
basically.
Yeah, it's
like,
a David Wayne movie.
I need a note open right now.
It's really really fucking good, funny movie.
Okay, I just watched Father of the Bride. I don't know if we would call that a rom-com, but like the romance is between
but that's not the
family
vehicle,
unit.
A man and his daughter.
Yeah. I mean, not the first time in Hollywood that has happened.
Speaking of which, Annie Hall. Speaking of which, Annie Hall is a rom-com. I had one that I was going to name right now. Oh, fuck, I just had it. You know what's a rom-com? And this is like the definition of Judd Apatow's rom-com formula is it's silly, like knocked up, and this is 40s, like, oh, it's about this. But at the heart of it, why are you here? What's the plot or what's the storyline, is that it's about two people. Yeah, the craziness. So 40-Year-Old Virgin is a rom-com.
Yeah, totally.
But it's like you can be like, oh, it's full comedy. But no, if you think about it, after the first third of the film, it's really about this guy figuring out how to like be in a relationship. And it's not about him, like the silliness of it all, the 40-Year-Old Virgin. But so to me, like that's a good rom-com where you think it's all bullshit, like Wedding Crashers even, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, it's just a guy. But no, it's really about him really falling deep in love with someone who's with the wrong guy. And that's like the trope in the middle with all this other stuff going around.
Yeah.
Right?
Lots of good rom-coms though.
Yeah. Bride Wars. Have you ever watched Bride Wars?
No.
I love Bride Wars. I just rewatched that too. That's with Kate Hudson and Anne Hathaway.
Oh yeah.
Kind of about the love they share as friends, but also their love
with their guy.
Chris Pratt's in there.
Separate. But on that note, what is that movie with Kate Hudson? I love that movie.
It's always Kate Hudson.
She's the queen of rom-com. Kate Hudson. It's like she takes someone's boyfriend.
Not Failure Launch.
It's with the girl with another one. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. The girl that's the exception in that movie. She's also gets her man stolen by Kate Hudson. Sorry for the spoiler here. What movie is that, Kate Hudson?
My Best Friend's Girl, Bride War, Something Borrowed, Mother's Day.
Something Borrowed.
Okay.
Something Borrowed is a great
with John
movie.
Krasinski's in that for a bit. Yeah. I just saw one here, this is more cliche rom-com, is Jerry Maguire. That was like the 90s staple.
I've never.
I just know the big scenes from it, and because that's the one where isn't that the one where it's like I'm just a guy sitting
in front of a woman.
Yeah. And then that's also the one where she goes, "You had me at hello," and like those. Oh.
I was just going to say, When Harry Met Sally.
I was just going to,
When Harry Met Sally.
All the quotes in that film.
And that movie is right. I'll have what she's having.
Yeah, I'll have what she's having. Yeah. It's also that whole speech monologue at the end where it's like.
I just love rom-coms. Yeah. When you ask, I couldn't think, but like, the list goes on.
Oh my God, they're so many good ones.
They leave you feeling.
It's like a classic cinema trope
uplifted,
of like.
But like in love with the like watching of the movie almost because it's such an experience.
The soundtrack's usually really good too.
Such good soundtracks.
Dude. 10 Things I Hate About You?
10 Things I Hate About You. Great.
50 First Dates.
50 First Dates.
50 First Dates.
500 Days of Summer, actually, is that?
Yeah, it's in that list. It's on the Google's designated list.
Easy A is considered that, which I guess kind of makes sense.
Easy A is
so good.
So good.
But, they often contain very flawed characters who learn to love others and themselves through... funny situations.
Yeah, it is definitely a personal arc they go through, and a lot of them. It's like because the thing about love is like literally I was trying to way too much information for a podcast to my therapist the other day, and we're talking about like
whoa
in a healthy relationship.
What you're
dude? I
fully realized man that takes care of his mind.
Yeah, what are you trying to better yourself?
Yeah,
loser.
Ooh, scooter boys.
Oh, fair enough. Whilst scooter boying. Fuck, what was I saying? Oh, you can't really be in a healthy relationship and love someone until you love yourself. So the equation is 1-1 always. It's like I love me and you love you. Yep. That's more important than you love me and you don't love yourself.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
whole thing of you're my whole world. Like you're not my whole
I'm
world.
I'm my whole world. You're a good part
so that you don't even have to deal with it. Like imagine if you're my whole world, like you're gonna be picking up a lot of pieces because
100%.
You're my world. So who's
taking care of this shit?
Taking care of this guy? You know?
Exactly, and that's why. So rom-coms are, and again, if they're good rom-coms, like 40-Year-Old Virgin, he doesn't love himself and he's not able to actualize what he is as a person. Yes. And same with This Is 40.
Yes, man.
Yes, man. Oh my God, dude, I love that movie.
I love that movie.
That movie was such a surprise.
Take the bass out of your voice. Is that from that?
Take the bass out of your voice.
My brother used to always quote that.
I just love I got blisters on me fingers when he's like pretending to be the guy from Third Eye Blind. take the bass out of your voice is from season 2, episode 7 of Yellowstone. What?
No. Take the bass out of your voice. Yes, man. It has to be from that. Oh, maybe it's
from Star Wars.
It's slapping
the bass.
Slapping the bass.
But no, there's a bass. Take a bass. Okay, maybe not. I'll have to ask my brother. We'll get back to you on this. You can do like
So I searched it. It says, take that bass out of your voice when you're talking to me. It's from Empire.
Okay.
TV show.
No.
Okay.
No. It has to be from a movie. You could have a segment at the end of your show, kind of like I forget what.
The fact
I think
check.
it's from. Yeah, the fact check.
Armchair expert. Yeah.
Yeah. Everything
Come back
was wrong.
and be like,
everything we said was wrong.
Hey,
It was
Monica,
not from
can
that
you-
movie. Easy A isn't a rom-com. No, I'm just kidding.
We do have to do a game. I gotta think of a game by the end of this episode on quotes and shit. We'll figure it out.
I love a quote game.
Me and my buddy on road trip, sometimes if it's just two of us, we'll be driving and the game is just say a quote and have to guess the movie, and that's all it is.
I will play that for the rest of my life
So
now.
fun.
I've done a version of that as well.
Oh, I
It's
kinda
usually
wanna
just
try.
me quoting a movie and then
and no one gets.
and I continue for 30 minutes and they're like, you've done this 7 times already. We know you know the scene from Bridesmaids.
And that's when I'm like, that's when I go. Okay, I won't talk as much. I want to play this, and not right now, but the 6 Degrees game with her. I think she'd get it.
Okay.
We'll try
Cool.
later.
Great. All right. Well, should we move on to start ruminating on this idea?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
have
let's do
no. Okay, let's blue sky it. This is the blue sky part. What did you like, Julia?
I just liked when you were talking about the tropes of rom-coms. Is that part of Blue Sky? Or
Yeah,
can we
we're
say
gonna
that?
we'll
You'll
like
go
start
into
to
that.
hammer that.
Oh, you
Okay,
fucked it
love.
up.
Yeah.
Sorry. Oops.
So there are clearly, based on our conversation, a gajillion ways we could swing a rom-com. You know, like what we talked about, how they're basically start with a flawed character who's something's happened and changed in their lives. Maybe it's getting better, maybe it's getting worse, and then someone else comes in to mess up that alchemy, maybe for the better, maybe for the worse. And we watch them as characters, you know, bounce off one another and either prop each other up or bring each other down, go through.
Usually, and not, yeah, I think usually, like if I'm thinking of all the films, like How Does a Guy, 500 Days or whatever, it's like to help with the comedy aspect of it too, or Knocked Up even, is the two people are usually from like different worlds a little bit. Like Wedding Crashers, he's like this guy who crashes. She's like this really perfect daughter.
Yeah.
Knocked Up, he's a stoner, like startup company guy. And she's like a
Successful advertising or something?
E1 or whatever.
Right.
She works as a
Oh,
host.
sports.
And she's very like serious about her career. So it's like that does help where they're coming from different worlds a bit. So that'll be fun to kind of play with if we do that. And and just to have fun with the blue sky part. What's the craziest 2 worlds that you can think of? Like, is it almost like and again, we always go, me and John always somehow find our way back to this, but is it like an actor and a director?
I'd say like a liberal arts student and a doomsday prepper, something like that, you know?
Yep.
You know, someone who's like super woke and someone who's not, and
whoa! Like it's like, are you going as? Should we even make it like liberal and a conservative? Is that kind of like interesting?
It could be that,
political kind of.
Yep.
It could be, or it could be, like if you say liberal and conservatives, like 2 prime ministers who are opposing, and then they fall in love. Should we do Trudeau and Polivier falling in love? That'll get some clicks. That'll get some clicks.
That's
really
there.
funny.
And call it Scrum or something. Scrums.
Oh, right, yeah.
Scrum-com.
My only issue with that, and this is my
it's not going to be it. We're not going to do
okay, because my only selfish thing is like I'm so bad with politics. I'm like I would not know what to write about them.
Yeah, we would just write 2 of the douchiest characters ever.
We could. I mean, have you guys ever seen the movie Election? Please put that on your list, because that movie is fucking Matthew Broderick and Reese Witherspoon.
I love Reese Witherspoon.
But this is Reese Witherspoon when she was like 16 or 17 or something like that. And dude, that movie, it's Alexander Payne, the guy who directed Descendants, who directed Sideways.
I love The Descendants.
So please watch this movie. It's one of my favorites, man. It's so good.
Election. I've seen
what's it called?
the porno version of that.
Erection.
The erection.
Yeah, she goes home to you like Chantel.
Oh my god, this doesn't look like a movie.
You're really gonna fuck
Election.
your search history up today.
And it's Reese and Matthew Broderick.
Yeah, Chantel's like, why are you searching?
Adeel said it's a good movie.
Second thought?
Oh, but now the election's gonna come up. You got like
I'm seeing.
I think it's just Election.
Yeah, Election.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, got it.
I have not seen that.
It's really fucking good, man.
Sorry,
the only reason I brought that up is because it's a very and it's a really dramatized but comedic also take on student elections, like in high school, right? So if we wanted to go with this idea of Trudeau and like just the two parties, it could be a rom-com with two students who are like,
this is true, from like different like sides of the high school vibe
potentially.
I was thinking also, is this a rom-com or is it more just rom? But I think it's hilarious. Actually, no, it's definitely a rom-com. Something's Gotta Give. Have you ever seen that?
Oh, yeah.
With Diane Keaton and Jack Nicholson. And it's like they're from different worlds in ways of just like who they like are, I guess. He sleeps with lots of younger women and she's just like kind of like a writer who's
it's like DiCaprio finally dating someone his age.
Yes.
Situation. Okay.
And it's also just a great film if you haven't seen it, but it's very funny to see them like make room for each other in their lives and like change their, I guess, ways of being. But
no, that is exactly what it like that again, that kind of goes with Wedding Crashers a bit too, where it's like the personalities or Knocked Up, right? Then Something's Gotta Give, where it's like there's comedy rooted in just like their personality flaws because he's some certain guy and it's like When Harry Met Sally, where he's very a fuckboy in the 90s or 80s, whatever that era is, and then she's such a good girl or whatever, and they cross paths.
We like movies about movies on this podcast.
We do like
movies
because like what's imagine like it's two separate, like the characters on the page, like in the screenplay, are two opposite characters that come together and are supposed to fall in love. But what happens if you're an actual actor and you get cast with someone that you actually fucking hate?
Love that.
And like, what does that dynamic look like on set when you have to like pretend to love each other and then on camera, and then the second they stop, it's just like you have a spit bucket so you could fucking rid yourself of the taste of their kiss.
Maybe like I mean, I don't want to get too controversial, but like they're in one of them's in like Scientology or something.
Right.
And his name is Rom Lose.
Guys, every episode of our podcast has been deleted off the internet. What happened?
Oh my God, they came for you.
Shit, they came for us. How couldn't even publish it
yet? Beautiful house.
Wow, we didn't even.
My computer won't shut down. It's just
oh my God, it's just a weird.
An image of a weird space monster.
So, and I'm gonna put the short film hat on.
Sure.
If it is the act, say it's this concept, right? We've got to bottle it a little bit.
It's got to be tiny.
It can't just be like. Because then that's a really long idea. Then they go home and they figure it out and they come back to set. It has to be like a...
It should be like a scene, like the filming of a scene. But we just got in the water. Our bodies are not accustomed to the tides yet, To
the lingering tide.
I was just gonna say
Damn it. So there's that, but like I think ultimately we're looking for some opposites, right?
Yes, opposites. Maybe we just say some opposites for a bit and then see which ones.
Hot and cold.
Hot and cold, cat and dog. Let's keep it human. I guess I'll try.
I mean, I was gonna pitch animals earlier.
Were you?
Yeah.
I was thinking animals too. I actually had. I mean, can I say what one of my prompts was that was in there? It was something regarding a cat. Just because
we're gonna probably keep those in there, so that might come back another day.
Okay. A cat owner and a dog owner.
No, I was trying to think of a pun title, but
like a teacher and
a student.
a teacher and a student. Kind of hot.
Well, racy.
Be like a scientist and
a Scientologist.
A Scientologist, no.
Or like a flat earther and a round earther.
So weird concept coming in.
Okay.
And it's weird. It was already kind of weird, and then you saying the last thing kind of added to the weirdness to make it maybe better. What if it's two astronauts in space, and they've been sent on a mission, and their mission is, and I don't know how the fuck we do this part, but they're both from a different party each. And there's only one shuttle to send them out. So they both are in the same one. And one's whole thing is to find data proof that the world is round. And the other one's is no, the earth is flat. So they're just on opposing sides of the earth is round or flat. And their respective parties or teams has sent them up to figure it out. And then in all this, they fall in love. And they find out that the earth is actually a triangle. So it's like a third thing.
I like that. There is a sci-fi movie, romantic comedy called If You Were the Last that I got to see at the Buffalo International Film Festival.
Wow. Name drop.
And it was really fucking good. It was an awesome, cute little thing. It's this it's like two people in space. I can't remember what the fuck the mission was, but they're stranded and they end up like becoming best friends. And then they start to talk about
Anthony Mackie.
Hey, what if we just fuck?
That's
what if
always good.
Yeah, and then
that's always a great.
That's the thing
line.
that kind of sets things off, and yeah, it's a really sweet movie.
All right, fine. I'm not original.
It's just like,
okay, Jono.
so how do you
someone on a boat? Someone's out in the ocean.
The opposite. Someone on a boat and someone on land.
and they are talking through Morse code.
Yeah.
Or what if they're people on opposite sides of the world, like talking over the internet? They meet on Omegle or something.
Or different planets.
This
one on Mars and one's on Earth.
And it's called like...
It's an alien?
Retrograde.
And they just fall in love with an alien?
Yeah. That's very opposite worlds.
Yeah.
Then the alien...
And then the alien knows that their colonies kind of come destroy Earth, so then they start helping them.
Like he was doing recon,
yeah,
like hacking someone's computer, and then it gets on.
My people are gonna be here, but then
But then like he's like laid eggs already, so he's like, "Fuck! If I kill everyone, my brood will not survive." So he turns around and
child,
just his wife, or not his wife, his love would die too.
Yeah,
the woman that he loved so much, you know.
He's got to choose between the eggs hatching or his lover living. That's funny.
he could kill her.
Classic comedy.
Take her uterus and bring it up to space.
Stop it! You're killing me.
Stop
it! You're I'm chuckling over here.
Or not, and then
they
both die.
Guard prisoner.
Ooh, have you guys? Oh, sorry, I was gonna do another. Have you seen Escape from Denmora?
No,
it's not a comedy at all. It's dark. It's Benicio del Toro.
That's what
Paul
someone
Dano.
like they schmooze the guard and she lets them out or whatever.
Denmora.
It's a Denmora. Denmora. I think that's how you spell it. It's a true story of prisoners. Basically, what's it like? Seducing a guard, and Patricia Arquette.
Yes,
she's like the guard. She kills it.
So good. She's amazing in everything she does.
It's fucked up. The show. It's very slow and dark, and it's like about these. And it's a true story about prisoners escaping because they seduce the guard. So it's pretty cool, but it's not a comedy at all. But just,
how are we gonna do rom com for it? Keep it somewhat light.
I think we have some cool ideas. We
do. Those are cool.
Okay. I like the womp of the Earth being triangle, but like, how do you like run those two tracks until they because once they get into space, is that going to
be like too sci-fi for the rom com?
Well, it's that's the thing though, right?
We could do a zero gravity sex scene.
We could just do like if the whole film starts in day 100 and it's like they've been on in.
But they would have known by then,
now,
that the Earth is triangle.
Maybe,
or it's just like literally one half-page scene, and it's them overlooking the triangle, and they're like, "Wow, I can't believe that when this whole movie started, I thought the Earth was round and you thought it was flat, but it turns out it was just triangle." And then
you want to fuck, and then it's want to fuck.
Yeah, and then the rest, the other 10 pages are just heavy description of zero grav sex scene.
This is good. We can make this. Who are you gonna cast?
Ooh, a chef and a critic.
A chef and a critic.
Ooh, love.
Or an actor and a movie critic.
I went there too. Yeah.
I like that. I like the chef and a critic. You make the like world so nice. Like that's who does Something Gotta Give. Also does It's Complicated. Also did Father of the Bride. What's her name? Something Myers.
Oh, Nancy Myers.
Nancy Myers. She makes the world so beautiful that you want to live in that world so badly. That's like a great thing about rom-coms, I feel.
So here's again the short film hat, and because I am trying to not trying to speed it, but I'm just like we gotta find gold a little bit soon. Gotta dig more. But what if it's you got something?
No, keep going.
What if it's a chef and a critic? The whole thing starts with like a closed restaurant. The chef is there. Critic comes in. He's like, I was told to come for a special dinner, and this is closed. He's like, and the chef's like, well, I called you here because you gave me shitty reviews.
Yes.
So sit down. I want to cook you a meal, right?
And
the chef, and then what?
No, never.
But the thing is, like, either we while he's cooking, they like have this conversation and fall in love, or like they have a kerfuffle, and he's like, I'm not staying, whatever, and he goes to open the door, and they're actually locked inside, and the chef's like, oh fuck, I didn't know that the cleaning lady would close from the outside or whatever.
And then they're stuck.
So overnight they're stuck in this kitchen, basically.
And he's got to like cook little meals and stuff.
Exactly.
That's kind of
cute. And the chef's like, well, I was gonna make you this whole like really extravagant thing, and the guy's like, we're stuck till Monday. Can you not just over the weekend? I don't know. It's like, I'm just thinking here.
It's Easter weekend.
Yeah.
We're not open.
There's a reason. Okay, I'm sorry for logic.
It's lockdown.
Yeah, it's COVID.
Yeah.
Because then he or she, whoever the chef is, has to make like the critics' like favorite meals almost a little bit, because they're realizing, man, we're here for like 48 hours or whatever. So they start bonding, and he's like, why do you like this meal, like to the critic, and the critic's like, my mom used to make me this.
Why do you like shallot so much?
It's like not even like comfortable food. It's like
are you crying? No, it's just the onions.
Yeah.
No, it's really.
Is that a carrot, or are you really happy to see?
Yeah. What did you put a potato in your pants?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's something there. That's an idea.
I like that. That's great.
Fun.
Because I have something similar that could be kind of baked on it. It might end up adding too many steps to it. But like, what if the opening is like a Tinder date between two people?
Okay, I'm in.
They like, and maybe the chef and the critic, they kind of keep their credentials on the down low on their profiles just to do that.
Oh, I like this.
They go on the Tinder date and they're both in a bad mood, or the chef's in a really bad mood, and then as they have a conversation, it's revealed that he reviewed
her badly.
One of them reviewed the other one badly.
Yeah.
And then they like have this weird thing about it. Maybe they're hitting it off first, and then it's like, I'm so glad I'm here. I had such a horrible day. Blah blah blah.
A bad review.
And then they find out, and there's this moment of conflict, and the guy's like, all right, I don't think this is salvageable as a relationship, but what I want to do is cook you a meal. Yes. And then we just do that thing, like we do the meal thing, and then they get locked in, and then they become.
Wait, so who salvages it? The critic or the chef?
They would both end up salvaging it. The chef's like, okay, let me make it up. I'm going to cook you a really special meal. They cook the special meal. The critic still doesn't like it, and then when they go to, and they're like, well, okay, fuck you, whatever. This just isn't going to work. And then when they go to leave, it's locked, and then
that to me,
it's a long.
Well, that's not that. It's just like, to get to the locked part takes forever.
Yeah.
So I think we pick one or the other. It's either they're on the date, we figure out how they get into this situation, because maybe it's like you said, maybe they're even like I thought you were gonna go somewhere else where it's like they're eating and they don't know too much about each other because they made this pact like, oh, everyone knows about, because the internet we know so much about each other, so let's go into this date blind after we match, whatever, or our friend set us up. They're eating and they start critiquing the food, and they're both on the same page, like, oh my god. And then he goes, are you a chef? He's like, no, I'm a critic. And she goes, oh, I'm a chef, or whatever, right? And then he goes, okay, what have you reviewed? And in that conversation comes out that he reviewed her like a year ago or something. And then that's when she cooks they're like, okay, well, you know what, I'll cook for you. But then the film becomes about that interaction more, as opposed to, do you like that more?
I do.
Okay.
I like
as opposed to the whole like lockdown and it's like spending a night together.
Because that's that one, the later one, spells out more catastrophe. It's more like stuff in the way for them to overcome.
Which one, sorry?
The one where they're locked in a room together. Whereas the Tinder date would just be a big long conversation. Like I was just thinking that could be a good setup. But like, what obstacles can we put in the way of the conversation?
No, yeah,
there's not a lot.
It'll be a waiter coming in.
Yeah.
So, so the lockdown you're saying adds more, like we can add more flavor to it.
Well, it becomes this catastrophe that they have to navigate. Yeah. It becomes a giant
working as a
hurdle.
team,
and like we should like if we go that route, they should be like at absolute odds at that moment when they discover they're locked in.
Yeah,
so they're
100%.
at the peak hatred, and then it diffuses.
Because what I already am thinking of a moment that'd be really cool is like the food critic. At some point you find out, because he starts helping and he's like cutting really well, and the chef's like, whoa, and the food critic's like reveals that he was a chef or wanted to be a chef, or never got taken seriously.
Got to be that way.
So he decided to critique.
That's why he actually always has had an affliction of hating this one thing that she does.
Yeah.
She's like, well, I never even want to do that. My mom told me I had to use cardamom, you know?
And
then they're like,
that's the thing. You can make it kind of cartoony too, where the food critic is like so against certain shit, and it's like, why are you a fucking food critic then? Which again, that would maybe not happen, but his real purpose in life is because he got shunned from the food society to be a dick of a critic.
He's like, I'm coming after big asparagus.
How does he get in there? How is he in the restaurant before it gets locked down? Why does he go back?
It's the chef that's like waiting for the critic in this dark, dimly lit thing to be like, the critic gets like called on false pretenses, being like, there's like a party, whatever, and the chef's like, you gave us a bad review last week, you almost shut us down or whatever, so tonight I wanted you to come to have a one-on-one meal. Are you gonna watch me cook it? So all this stuff, and the critic's like, are you fucking crazy? I'm not gonna. And he's wearing like a tux and shit. He's like, I came for a party. I'm not doing this.
And so he goes to leave, door's locked, and then she actually freaks out and goes, no, that was not supposed to happen. He goes, oh yes, it was.
Yeah.
She's like, no, I swear, like, I actually have to be somewhere in like 3 hours.
The chef?
Like the chef.
Yeah, because the chef is also like,
they both are like freaking out. Like, like, no, like, let's call for help. Banging on the door. Like, well, can I still make you that meal? Like, you know, and then it's like, maybe it's not a whole weekend. Maybe someone does come at like 3 a.m. or something and gets them out. But at that point, they don't want to leave.
Well, they're naked fucking.
Yeah, and someone's knocked on the door and like, should we get that? Nah.
Oh, and they actually don't. Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, that's really good.
Because maybe they get there and he sets up the thing. Like the critic gets there and the chef sets up what's happening, reveals that it's a trap. And it's like, now I'm going to cook you the food. And she's like, no, he's like, I don't want to, I'm out. Like, I've already done this. This is weird. I'm going to go out of here. And then like, so they never make the meal. And then once they get locked in,
then they have to make the meal.
100%. That's exactly.
Just wait here. And then he's out there sitting there on his phone and his phone battery dies. And he's like, fuck, do you need help? And then he goes in. But maybe we do something at the beginning where she's coming into the restaurant and she unlocks it in the morning to like open it, but the lock's a little fucky. You know, like there's just like something. So like the cleaning lady thing doesn't really track for me.
Well, but like there's like you could also pan by a flyer where it's like Easter weekend or some shit where it's like make it a specific weekend. No, because it's what is it? Is it only 24 hours? Is it like longer? Is it shorter? Because if we go cartoony, we could literally. Have you seen the Family Guy when they're stuck in a bank vault for the whole weekend? Stewie and Brian. No, like the thing is like it adds more stakes because it's like, well, it's a statutory holiday or some shit. A bank makes sense, I get it, but for a kitchen, it's a bit different. So if we can find a bit more reason, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think like overnight works.
Yeah.
Is enough? You think?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're still stuck. They're two strangers who hate each other. He gave her a bad review. And what are they going to do? They're in a restaurant. They have to be overnight. They're going to be sleeping on the kitchen floor. You know, like I think that's that's a lot of stakes. Like you're in someone's restaurant. They don't know each other. They hate each other because he doesn't want to stay and have a meal with her. And he gave her a bad review. And then they fall for each other.
Yeah.
But like we could also make it that it is like, you know, a holiday and they can't
also,
get out.
This is a very like sitcom-y trope.
It's Christmas Eve.
Well, that'd be fun. But the sitcom-y trope I was gonna say, what if it's at the end? Like you never know why it happened at the end. Like when they finally like someone comes in, locks them out, whatever. Like the chef takes out a key, like she had the key the whole time or whatever, and it's like she was in on it the whole time. Like it was like all a ploy to make him stay the night or whatever. So that's like a very sitcom-y trope, which maybe we do, but or we start with the introducing
it's a
the
janky
lock.
That like she puts in the key and she's like, that's weird. Gotta call the locksmith about that, but like it's fine. And then
one of the first things in the dialogue as the chef's walking in, like he's like, the chef is banging on the door, the cleaning lady opens it and it's like, I've told you so many times, fix the fucking door. And then the chef rummages in and I'll fix it. And then it's like,
she's like, a huge night tonight.
And the sink in the back's broken too. And like,
it's like a bunch of dialogue.
And I don't know if you've heard, but like they called for the rent check, like you're 2 weeks past due. And she's like, I know. She's like Mamma Mia-esque of like, everything's breaking around her, and like,
that's why this dinner is so important to her.
She needs this. She needs this good review.
Yeah, that's great.
And then the door does not open. Like
it
she's
is a
not
fucky door.
And the chef's like, "Fuck, okay." And the chef knows why it's not working because it's like she didn't get it fixed. But the critic thinks in the beginning that she's bullshitting.
Yeah.
Critic's like, "Well, it's open."
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, for sure. There should be suspicion for
suspicion.
Sure.
And what would break? Like, what would? I mean, we go into it more, but like. The lock not being able to open, like it just breaks, so they need like a locksmith to come or like.
Or did he someone from the outside to open? No,
that's what I was trying to think. If it was something from the outside, like she put, I mean, I don't know locks, but like if she put the key in, she was running so quickly in that she forgot that the key was in there, and the key fell out, so they're locked in. But that's not how locks work.
Yeah, it could just be like a weird like fucky lock. Like she just goes and unlocks. The sound happens and then she opens the door and it won't fucking work, and then she's like jiggling
someone
it.
From the inside has to open.
Then she has to open it from the inside. That person, like we make a meal out of the thing, and like no pun intended, make a meal out of it. And like the lock on the inside's all fucky too, and it's like she yells at the cleaning person.
Yeah,
that's a perfect moment for exposition dump, and the cleaning person's like, the landlord showed up again. He wants that check, and she's like, Gloria, I fucking know. Trust me. Like this is what tonight is for. Blah blah blah. And like romantic comedies always have like a funny tertiary, secondary characters and shit. So they could call a locksmith who shows up.
Yes.
And he's just like the only one who answered. He's this fucking decrepit old man, and he's like, "Oh, I forgot my."
What is this?
I forgot my lock.
What is this part?
This is like because we have to sell like why they can't just call a locksmith, because locksmiths are open 24 hours in some cases, and they can come by and get a thing. But they do call a locksmith, and he's like, "Oh, I gotta go get my horse buggy. I don't know what any locksmith terms. I gotta go get my thing. And like, there's a funny thing there. Then he leaves.
Actually, sorry, you just pointed to the plot hole. It's like just a phone call could fix it. Is that all? Is our solve that?
Well, let's do this in the late 1800s.
What are you, Jamie?
Food critics exist, but phones don't.
Yeah.
No, the thing could exist with phone calls, but you call it.
I just wanted to be. Is our whole solve that the locksmith is just like, I'll be there in 4 hours? Like, is that our whole? No,
he shows up,
and
but
he's working on it
like,
outside.
He's working on it, but then he's like, oh, I forgot my toothpick, and then goes away. I'll be back in 10 minutes.
Call another one. They keep calling him. They keep dying. They keep getting hit by buses on the way.
Or it's a small town. There's only one locksmith, and
That's all I mean. Like, we just have to kind of fix it up a bit.
He goes to go get his pliers. He gets hit by a bus. They don't know. So
most movies could be solved with a fucking phone call. Let's be honest.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm just thinking, is there like, can we play with something in this world where a phone call isn't the answer because of something?
Or they don't have phones. Like, I don't know. I was thinking that like it was, that's part of the critic's thing. He doesn't bring a phone. He never brings a phone because he can't have a phone.
I'm in the moment.
But the restaurant could be like a no phone zone, right? Yeah. So there's like the main door, and there's a vestibule. And the main door, you open up, lock works totally fine. You have all these lock boxes where you are like, you have to put your phone in so like no one can take pictures because it's like a super exclusive high-end restaurant. And then the second door, the lock is fucky. But I guess if it was a high-end restaurant, the lock would be fucky.
They'd have a phone.
I think we're on the right track.
We're getting there. We have to overcome that, but we could.
And I think we can worry about that in the writing phase.
Yeah, we'll put that in there. We'll work out the phone. And
now you got to listen to the rest of the episode to figure out how we figured it out. And what's the dumbest figuring out? It's just like,
and the funny will come as well because they're both going to be very funny characters.
Yeah.
They'll have flaws.
Or we're just the easy go. We go, in 1929, a chef sat in a restaurant. That's our solve.
The world's first food critic.
And that's it.
Okay, so just to quickly go through the beats.
It's 0-0. Jerusalem. Food critic walks in with a stone tablet. So there's door locks somehow.
Go through the beats real quick just so we can get to the writing. But
but we should talk about the characters a little bit too.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah. Fair. Okay. So maybe we should just kind of maybe the characters will inform some beats.
So yes. So I'd love this first beat of starts with the getting to the door, trying to open. Like I like the idea that she even unlocks it. And still can't open.
Yeah.
And then, what's the cleaning lady's name? Give me a name.
Rhonda.
And then Rhonda comes. Oh, I'm sorry. And she comes. She opens it to you. Opens the door.
Does she have to have an accent?
I'll do the accents. Don't worry. You'll be fine. Your white guild will be fine.
I know my name choices. I was like, nope,
Rhonda.
It can't be that one.
What was your first choice? I want to hear it. Offline.
Oh, there's an umlaut on the. Oh shit.
Okay, Rhonda opens the door. Is like, I'm so sorry.
Rhonda, so down the middle lane.
And Rhonda comes saying, "Sorry, ma'am." And she opens the door. She helps her out. She's like,
she's like, "What do you mean? Like everything's breaking around us."
Well, what's the chef's name?
That's good. Yeah, what is the chef's name?
I said Gloria before. It's kind of a nice name. Gloria.
Should we name it Julia?
Julia.
Okay, I love it.
Julia.
Done.
Chef Julia.
All right.
Chef Julia.
So Julia comes in very like in a huff and a puff, and Ron's like, well, you know that, and Rhonda almost kind of, because Rhonda's like been working with her for years, so she's not like shy. She's like, the door's broken. What do you like? What do you want me to do? She's like, you took forever to get it. Well, maybe we should fix the door. And Julia's like, I'll get to that. You know, there's many more things to worry about. We still got the sink. We still got this. We still got that. So Julia's very like, she's running a restaurant, and again, to foreshadow, the reason she's so pissed at that critic is because it's already kind of like sinking a little bit, and then now that was
kind of the final nail,
and he really exactly. So she's like, I'm gonna get you to redo that review. So now there's way more stakes.
Yes.
Oh my god, that's really good.
That's really good.
So she's walking in, she's like, taking off her coat and like
throwing
ready.
it, and Rhonda's picking it up like behind her, like she's following, and she's like, I'll get to it. She's a very like, I feel like this can inform some of the characters. Like Julia is like a scatterbrain, like an artist, like a great chef because she knows how to. She's always loved food, but like, maybe she's had some family trauma in the past. Like maybe both her parents are dead, or like something has happened, and so she's just like this very erratic personality that just like the thing she cares about, the only thing she sees is food. Almost thinking like Melissa McCarthy in Gilmore Girls. Did you ever watch Gilmore Girls?
I don't know if she was even in that show.
She's a chef in that show, and she's like a mess. Like,
I know.
People have stand behind her basically just to make sure like she doesn't throw a pan that hits someone in the head. Hilarious. Like she's like, woo, woo. She's always, but she's such a good chef. She's like, this taste that. Oh my God. And everything's falling around her. You know?
That's the
vibe.
And then also I do like this backstory of like, say her parents have passed away, for example, or, you know, and her dad was the one who ran this restaurant before her. So this is not only that he's the one who introduced her to cooking and the love of it.
Yes.
And now this is like important to her because this is like her baby, but it's really her dad's baby. And it's her
legacy. And she's sunk her life into her career. So she didn't get a partner, did not have a kid to like, you know, pass on that legacy. So this restaurant is her child, you know, it's her baby.
She has some like attachment issues because the mom actually left.
Okay.
So it's just her and the dad.
Oh my God. Her dad was Jon Favreau.
I was going to jump that in.
Her dad was Jon Favreau from Chef, the movie.
Yeah.
Chef, the movie?
No.
Okay.
Great movie.
Okay.
But a little backstory. But yeah, no, I love that.
I'll put this list in the comments of this
Dual Doc
release so that the listeners can also know all these great movies.
Do we play into the drug trope of chefs? Because they do a lot of cocaine. They go in the back and they just start doing cocaine. Like, you know what? This is fucking sick.
I don't think we need to do that.
Okay, fine.
It makes the movie the whole different way.
Yeah.
She could be a pothead. We could do that. We could add that to it. It's a lot of layers to that.
Yeah.
This is true. Maybe the coke's too real.
Or well, the critic is also like falls in love because like they both go down together and they look at you too. And
it's like this. It's like doing the straw. The straw.
Like,
it's like in the trap, but with the coke
I think
line.
you have icing sugar on your face, and she's
that's
like,
not.
Yeah, that's icing sugar. And he's like, can I have some? Done.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Wait, what was the movie you said that?
Chef.
Chef. Thank you. Okay, great.
And I gotta watch Gilmore Girls, that episode.
Yeah, you do. Well, it's the whole.
So I love that. That's her.
I would totally watch this short film.
Right?
Let's make this.
That's her intro.
Yeah.
Now, how do we cut forward? Because again, I'm in my head. I'm like, we got to speed through to get to the main.
It'll be quick.
So, but what's the? Do we show a day in the restaurant? I don't think that's necessary.
No.
So do we go? She goes, I have a big dinner tonight, and she goes,
I know you've conned. Gloria says it like, Rhonda just says it. She's like, I know you've invited the food critic who gave you a bad review, and like he's coming here in 4 hours.
Oh no! What if Rhonda just to be like to see how Julia is a bit sneaky about it? Rhonda's like, you said this, but I don't see him anywhere in the reservations, and Julia's like, oh, he's not in the reservations, and then we cut. Because that's right away like a little.
He goes, I don't think he's coming tonight because
he's not in the books.
There's nothing, and maybe Rhonda's not just the cleaning lady. Like Rhonda's like her like assistant. Like Rhonda helps with everything.
Rhonda's been cleaning or assisting or sous chef since her dad.
Yeah, like she gets it.
Oh yeah, Rhonda
was always the best friend of the dad.
Yes.
Like Rhonda's like basically her mom, but it's Rhonda, and Rhonda's like, well, I don't know, Julia. The list says that we're fully booked, so I don't think you're gonna have a table for the critic. Like unless we get that one from the back or something. She goes, oh, he's not on the list. Boom, everyone's left. We see people leaving out of the restaurant that they're like, you know, picking up their bags. Everyone's gone. The lights are dim. Like people are leaving. She's cleaning up and she sets this one table and a candlelit is in and he comes to the door. He's late. He sees people. Everyone's going. He's like, why is everyone leaving this restaurant? And it's just him.
Yeah, she planned to do it after close. Because then everyone's got to be gone. Yeah.
What's his name? Oh, real quick. Why wouldn't
Charles.
Rhonda come? Oh, and Rhonda should say something like, in the beginning, she's like, we got to do all this.
I can't help you late tonight because
I'm leaving for the weekend. She'd be getting out of town or something.
Because I'm going to, you know, she does have a great relationship.
Yeah.
Barry, my husband of 40 years, we're going on a boat trip or something.
Yeah. You know, I have my anniversary this weekend or whatever.
Yeah. And Rhonda's got to say like, you know, you're sure it's okay to leave? Like, what about the lock? And she's like, Rhonda, just get the fuck out of here. Like, there's like a rushing moment, you know? Yeah, she's got to be a piece of shit to Rhonda.
Get the fuck out of
here. Rhonda. Or like maybe, I mean, this is like a
let me do my blow in peace, Rhonda.
Which we don't need to have in the short film, but it's like, you know, Rhonda found love and she's like, Rhonda, stop making excuses. Barry's waiting for you in the car and I love seeing you happy these ways. Now leave the lock alone. Under it all, like she actually loves
a little
Rhonda.
Jaded.
But she's like, you've waited for this for 40 years. Go with him.
Oh, so show her heart too. You're right.
She's like, can you stop worrying about the law? This is the first time someone's loved you in 40 years. At least you should be happy.
Great.
Yeah.
That's great. Because even Rhonda could show Rhonda's character for a moment when Rhonda's like kind of exasperated and like Julia's like, we'll be fine. And Rhonda's like, you know, I'm not here this weekend. She's like, we'll be fine. And then Rhonda's like,
maybe you shouldn't go. I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go.
Yeah.
She goes, like, you're going to go.
Yeah.
We've both been alone since my dad left and we've been sad and someone finally loves you. And do I have to tell you twice? Get out my head.
And there should be some kind of joke there too, being like, you know, he probably loves you for your sauce, but still he loves you. She kind of jabs her a bit, but it's still like, you know.
He loves you even though you're fat, you know. Like,
yeah.
Say that, but look at Julia. What a villain.
Oops. Yeah.
And then the camera leaves with Rhonda, and this love story is actually about Rhonda. The whole film is actually about Rhonda's love story.
That's for the sequel.
Yeah, the spin-off.
I wonder what's happening back at the restaurant, and they're just fucking. That's
great. Because we want to love Rhonda too.
We do.
You have the scene where Julia and the critic kiss at like half the movie, and then cut to Rhonda. She's like, something happened.
Yeah.
Like she gets a sensation halfway around the world. Like, oh my god, my baby's finally happy.
You know what's happening with Rhonda is, and then I'll cut to like the husband coming out from under the sheets. Like, what happened? Go back down.
Yeah, Rhonda's getting it good.
What about the name for the critic, Charles Spencer?
I love it.
Charles, it just came from my brain.
Charles Spencer.
I thought great. Charles, and then I'm like, what's
definitely a second name?
Yeah.
Like he is a second.
Is he in
name.
charge?
Charles F. Spencer. Charles Francois Spencer.
Charles Spencer
F.
Jones.
Spencer.
I like Charles Spencer as the name. Charles Spencer Jones.
Yeah.
You know?
Charles Spencer Jones.
Spencer is almost like the first name.
CSJ, baby.
Yeah.
Charles Spencer cool. Jones, so he comes in, sees the dead restaurant.
Like, but I love this, people filing out as he's coming in, and he's like, what the fuck?
And he should be dressed up.
And then it's just like, sit down, I'll be with you in a second. Yeah.
And then he comes in. We need to have that quick thing. He's like, well, is the party in the back or something? And she's like, there's no party. And he's like, no, I was given this invitation. Yeah, he's like, and then she kind of spills it out for him, right? That like, this is really for, because again, we can keep going into this area, but I do want to get to the writing. So it's like, unless we're doing, this is the improv part. But it's, so he gets in, she spills it out for him, right? Mm-hmm. She like really breaks it down.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out like how she entrapped him, because like if it was a shitty review, like would she not, like to get him to go there, would she not have to reveal why she's doing it? Like we'll figure out what the.
Him it's like an exclusive cocktail party for all like
for the food industry. Yeah,
to make him, because he feels that's why he's dressed up. He's like, oh, I'm gonna have a ball tonight.
And it's a no phones
rubbing
allowed.
elbows.
And we'll get there, but yeah.
And he could make that whole joke through or whatever, not joke, but he could be like, I haven't eaten all day because I was told it's going to be a great menu. So he's starving too.
It's an 1870s themed cocktail party, so you can't bring your phone.
Mm-hmm. There's our solution. Also, yeah, I do like that also when he walks in and he's like looking around, you hear the lock click and she's locked the restaurant and she's like, hey, and he's like, what's going on? And then she walks slowly. She's like lighting the candles in front of him and she's like, well, I'm going to get you in the back. I'm going to make you a nice meal. I want to show you how we cook. And he's like, what are you talking about? Where's the party? And that's when she's slowly, and she's like having fun. She's in this place of like,
and she could have the charm.
Like, you're gonna love this. Yeah. Like you're gonna love it. And you don't get a choice in it because you can't leave, but you're gonna love it. And then she thinks he could actually leave because she thinks it's just a lock.
Like she's not being crazy.
No,
she's being kind of like toying with him.
Yeah, it's my choice because you gave me a shit review and it was a mistake. Yeah, we both know it was a mistake because now you're gonna see how good my food is.
And because she's so sporadic and like scatterbrained, she's trying to be kind of nice about it too, being like, because listen, I'm going to cook you a meal and we're going to redo that review. And when he does get a bit like defensive, like, I'm not fucking staying. She's not good at holding composure. So she's like, you're fucking, she does lose it. And he's like, you're a fucking psycho. And she's like, you're a fucking asshole. And then he's like, he tries to leave. So she's already spoiled the plan.
Or she's just waiting. She's just, she goes, you're fucking, and he turns around and she goes, it's locked or something. She goes, fine, I'll open it. You're an ass. Like they start yelling at each other. She's like, you know what? I don't even want your review.
Yeah, she's already ruined her own plan right away.
Like, whatever. Like, and she's like, okay, very funny. You know? She's like, no. And then we know that part.
And then in her breath, she's like, fucking Rhonda.
Yeah. She's like,
but I like that she.
And then and she's like, Rhonda's like, call me if you need me. And she's like, listen, if I call you, don't fucking answer the phone. You take that night for yourself. Yes. Like really, like bury all the like the possibilities.
Like that.
Small town
and they use her phone. Like they use her phone. They call everyone. No one's answering because it is Christmas or whatever. We'll get to that part. But like people just don't.
Well, we
answer.
could also bury some exposition in when Ron is like, I called the locksmith already, and he said he'll be here Monday morning. Like or
he can't
tomorrow
come
morning.
Before. Everyone else is.
Okay, yeah. Maybe Julia's like, well, I told you to call the locksmith. She's like, I did. You waited so long. They're booked. They're gonna come tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Everyone's locked out right now. Julia.
The whole city's locks are fucked.
Okay.
We're in a locksmith drought.
It's a very Hallmark movie name.
It's the Great Locksmith Strike of 2024. Okay, so there's lots of good stuff to go on there.
I love it.
I have some potential titles.
I love it.
Review. Locked Up. Because it's a play on Knocked Up.
From the creators of Knocked Up. Locked Up.
From Chud Apatow.
From Chud Apatow?
Chud Apatow. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Locked Up.
And then we have to get right into then she's like a fuck and then he's like, oh, whatever. She's like, there's an issue with the locks. Doesn't believe her. They argue for a bit. And then he's like banging, they're looking outside, and there's like, it's like a very like closed off intersection, so there's not many people. And he's like, this is fucking insane. Now we gotta figure out the phone thing here, because
we'll figure out that loophole. But I feel like too, we need to see them like kind of turn and kind of quipping with each other and having a nice time. Maybe, you know, a slight montage, but do some actual meaty moments. At that point,
like they can go like into a moment of like his like just fuck you, figuring out a solution. So they go to the separate side of the restaurant for a few moments.
You stay over there, and I'm gonna stay over here.
Exactly, and then cut to eventually when they're both hungry.
The sauce. He goes, you know, I am hungry. It's been 4 hours. Like, can I taste that blueberry muffin or whatever?
Or like, is that a euphemism?
Like,
no. Would you like someone to be assigned to butter your muffin? Or?
There could be like a really long scene, like if it was an actual feature, like just like an excruciating scene where it's just like cross-cutting between them not doing anything, like they're just both like moping in the corners, then like Julia comes up and she's like,
I was gonna cook you this meal anyways.
Are you hungry?
Yeah,
let's just fucking do this.
She has that heart of like she wants to feed people.
The food's here if you want it. But I'll be eating by myself in the kitchen where I belong. I think I'm a woman.
Oh my god, the rom-com trope would come if she gets him to watch her cook.
Right.
He's like, the whole point is I wanted you to see how I cook so that you can't give me bullshit about my ingredients or whatever you do in the review.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I obviously don't have my sous chef, so get that fucking apron. So she starts ordering him around, and he's in a fucking suit. Like,
and then he's like, you know, I always wanted to be a chef, but I was failed.
Yeah, he's like cutting. He's
like nice knife work, you know.
And then like
maybe with your hands.
Maybe she's like,
you cut it a little bit slower, and she comes around and she like helps him, and then
he's like, and then he's like, that's not my knife.
Jesus.
I want to make a porno, guys. That's what it is.
Yeah, no, it's the undercurrent of all of this. But maybe too, like she's taste testing it as we go, and he keeps trying to do it. And she's like, no, wait. And then like we have these bonding moments, and it's very gearing toward them getting together.
Yeah.
But then the last shot is like her sitting across from him, and it's like the date set up, and then he like, you know, cuts up a piece of the meat, puts it in his mouth, cut the black, and you don't know if he likes it or not. You know, like we don't need to see them come together. We just need to like steer them toward the thing, and then you make your own assumptions.
Yeah, I love it. I do, and again, like the little sprinkles in between the heart of it all is like definitely like bringing back some backstory, right, about him being a chef, or even when he tastes something, he's like he notices. Like what would be kind of cool is if they both fall in love because of their love of food. You know, like, you know, it's like the attraction for her is like he actually picks up on the cardamom. Like she put it, and she's like, oh, you actually tasted that or whatever.
No one's ever told me that before.
That I put cardamom in my soup.
The only person that knew that was my dad, you know?
Daddy? And then,
so I called it cardamom.
You can be my dad? Yeah, I love it.
He's like, yeah, it's too much cardamom. That's what I meant to say. It's disgusting.
It's like your dick. Fade black.
Okay.
Cool.
I'd love it so far.
All right, let's write it.
Me too.
Oh, fuck.
Let's do it.
And now, love at first bite. Exterior restaurant. Julia, female 40s, rushes to a restaurant door. The sign above her reads, Paul's Bistro. Her frantic energy is palpable. Her clothing shows an attempt to look nice, but the half-tucked-in blouse and hastily done hair negate it. Her coat is barely over her shoulders. She jams her key in the lock, and we hear a click. She pushes the door and begins to move inside, but her face slams into the glass when it doesn't budge.
Fuck me.
Enraged, she tugs violently on the handle, but it still won't open. Giving up, she bangs her hand impatiently on the glass.
Rhonda?
We see a tired-looking Rhonda, female, 60s, saunter to the door.
Goddamn lock is still fucky.
Rhonda points to her ear. She can't hear shit. She mouths the words, enunciating to Julia.
Pull on the handle.
I'm not an idiot, Rhonda.
Rhonda mimes the action.
Pull and push up.
That's what I'm doing.
That's not what you're doing.
Julia gives up and body checks the door. Her phone tumbles to the ground and shatters into pieces.
Fuck me.
Rhonda takes a beat and looks at Julia and encourages them both to take a deep breath.
You push, I'll pull.
After another brief struggle, they manage to get the door open.
I told you, call the locksmith.
I did. He's not available till tomorrow morning. I left 2 voicemails for the 2 other companies and no one has returned my calls. Must be a good time for locksmithing.
And plumbers, painters, dishwashers, this place is falling apart.
Julia takes stock of the damage to her phone. The screen is obliterated. She tries to turn it on, but to no avail. She screams at it.
Today of all days.
You broke your phone last week.
Julia shoots her, you're not helping kind of look.
You have such a good memory.
Distracted, Julia pulls off her coat, tosses it onto a nearby chair, and beelines for the kitchen. Rhonda gently picks it up and folds it.
Are you sure you don't want me to stay tonight?
Rhonda, as much as I love our shared suffering, you can't stay. No, you will not stay. You and Barry are going to go away and have that romantic getaway that you've been planning for months.
Yeah, but we can go next week, Julia. I know tonight is important, but
enough! Barry could die tomorrow. You're going.
Barry is perfectly healthy.
So was my dad, and now look at us, stuck running a failing, dilapidated, and infested restaurant.
That reminds me, that acrobatic raccoon is back. I called animal control too. Voicemail.
Well, we'll figure it out on Monday. Just enjoy Barry and his 9-inch cock.
My dear, when did you get so crass?
I pretty much just told you.
Rhonda puts on her coat and is about to leave but stops.
Oh, you mentioned a special reservation tonight for a food critic, but I don't see anything in the books.
Julia finishes tying her apron as Rhonda struggles with the door.
Oh, he's not in the books.
Cut to black. Title card. Love at First Bite. Exterior restaurant. Later. A handful of people slowly file out of the restaurant as a mildly handsome man, Charles, male, 43, walks in. He's impeccably dressed and quietly chortles at the garb of the restaurant patrons leaving the scene. He steps inside. Cut to interior restaurant continuous. Charles looks around the darkened restaurant. None of the tables are bussed. A few stragglers walk past him and outside. He is startled by a loud crash in the kitchen.
Fuck me!
He calls into the void.
Hello?
A beat. Then Julia comes running out. She tries her best not to sound sarcastic.
Oh, good. You're here.
I was told there was a party?
Nope. No party. Just a private dinner for my favorite food critic.
Okay, I just came for the cocktails. I'm not interested in eating here again.
Julia pushes past him and click, she locks the door.
All right, I don't know what this is, but I'll call the police.
No, you won't. You never carry a phone on you for a tasting. Because, as I remember, word for word from your review, as much as I hate the distraction technology poses, in this moment, I wish I had my phone on me to take a picture of this burnt naan bread.
Charles looks scared.
Relax. This isn't a kidnapping. I just wanted you to come here and have a meal on the house so you can re-review the restaurant.
I stand by my words, and I'm not hungry, okay?
But I'm asking nicely.
Actually, you didn't ask.
Julia's deranged smile doesn't do her any favors.
Pretty please?
Okay, you're giving off some extremely unhinged vibes right now.
You're giving off some extremely asshole vibes right now.
A beat.
Well, great party.
Charles walks toward the door.
All right, fine. Fuck off. I don't need your review anyways.
Exactly. I'll be surprised if this place survives another month.
Dick.
B-word.
B-word.
I'm a feminist.
Julia waves her hand dismissively and heads back into the kitchen. Charles unlocks the door with a click, but when he pulls the handle, it doesn't budge. He jiggles it a few times, but it's jammed. He calls out to Julia.
Little help?
Julia rushes back out to the dining room.
Oh, shit. The lock. You just have to nudge it a bit.
I already nudged it.
Julia walks over to the door and gives it a try. It doesn't open.
Gotta say, a broken door is quite on brand for this dump.
Charles tries to help her as they both shake the door together.
We're getting it fixed, and it's not a dump.
Julia spots an unhoused man outside, digging through the trash on the street. Julia bangs on the window.
What's he gonna do?
We just need someone to lift it a bit from the outside.
Charles realizes the plan and bangs on the window as well. The unhoused man looks up at them and smiles a toothless grin. He waddles over to the door and waves back.
Are you real?
They both scream.
Yes!
The unhoused man shrugs. He can't hear them.
Guess not.
He walks away.
Well, shit. Looks like we're stuck.
Stuck? No, call a locksmith.
You think I never thought of that, Mr. Feminist? I'll have you know that I busted my phone today rushing to cook you dinner.
All right, I'm sorry, but when's he coming?
He or she will be here
It dawns on her.
in the morning.
Charles laughs, more to himself than anything.
This is ridiculous. You know what? You will get your re-review.
Julia walks away.
Headline: Paul's Bistro has locked in the world's worst restaurant award.
Julia is silent. She looks back at Charles.
Get it? Because locked in.
How about this for a headline?
She picks up a fork.
Miserable food critic loses his eye in a horrible fork attack.
Charles backs down.
All right, Jesus, I'm sorry.
Julia sighs.
No, I'm sorry. This place has been stressing me out. It seemed to run itself when my dad was around. Now, between short cash, short staff, and scathing online reviews, I can barely keep it together.
Charles softens a little.
Okay, well, in the spirit of maintaining our ability to see, why don't we put the fork down and call it an armistice for now?
Julia nods and puts down the fork.
You're right.
Charles unbuttons his collar and loosens his tie. He's getting comfortable for the foreseeable future. His stomach growls.
So when you said there was a dinner earlier, is it ready?
I thought you said you weren't hungry.
I tend to lie when I'm threatened.
Well, I was going to make it in front of you so you couldn't wrongfully accuse me of, what was it? An absurd amount of cumin.
This time Charles laughs as he rolls up his sleeves.
That sounds like me. I suppose you'll need a sous chef?
Julia chortles.
Do you even know which side of the blade is up?
Just show me to my station, will ya?
Cut 2, interior kitchen, later. Julia tosses Charles an apron.
Don't want to dirty up your pretty suit.
Charles pulls a saran wrap off some prime rib cutlets. Julia rushes over and puts it back on.
No. You're on veggie duty.
She points to a cutting board next to a stack of onions. Charles dips his shoulders and sighs.
Aye, chef.
He gets to the cutting board and begins to chop. Julia looks over, impressed by his technique.
Don't be so shocked.
I just thought you only knew how to eat and talk shit.
Charles looks up from his chopping, but his hands don't stop cutting.
Well, actually, I wanted to be a chef.
Julia starts searing cuts of the prime rib.
No fucking way.
Yes, fucking way.
It all makes sense now.
Charles flicks his eyebrows and goes back to his work.
You gonna tell me what happened?
Do I have to?
Julia throws her hands up in surrender and backs off. Charles walks over and gives her the bowl of cut onions, and she pours them into a pot and begins to caramelize them. Then adds some tomato paste and a bit of honey. Charles sighs.
Life happened. My mom got sick, so I had to take a job, and then before I knew it, it felt like I was too old to be an artist,
Julia's eyes light up at the sound of Charles calling a chef an artist. She places the seared beef onto the onions and covers it with red wine.
Then one day, I'm at a restaurant eating, and I decide I could cook better than this shit, so I posted a review online, and...
Now you crush other people's dreams professionally. Can you pass me the carrots, please?
Charles laughs as he pours the chopped carrots into a bowl and hands them to her. Their hands briefly touch. Charles smiles, but Julia pulls away.
Maybe I should start reviewing, given we won't be here in another month.
She shoots him a knowing look.
I'll admit I was being dramatic, but you don't need to be. My reviews, although frequently viewed, have never gotten anyone shut down.
Whatever helps you sleep at night.
There's an awkward silence as they both wait for the beef to cook in the oven.
Well, we have some time to kill if you want to wait in the dining room. I just need to clean up in here.
No, I can help.
Cut to interior kitchen, later. Charles finishes wiping up the last bit of sauce off the countertop. The bar door opens and Julia walks out with a bottle of wine and 2 glasses.
You like wine?
I like good wine.
Nothing but the best.
She hands him a glass.
For the worst.
Julia pours them a glass and they sit on the counter.
And here I thought we were hitting it off.
The hitting part sounds nice.
They cheers.
So I'm guessing the Paul of Paul's Bistro was your father?
Julia gets somber, takes a slow sip as she nods.
Sliders were kind of his specialty. Everyone in the neighborhood knew he was cooking them, and it would become a backyard party. Since he passed away, I just thought they belong on the menu,
So you've never made these before?
Nope. Had to pull out the big guns to change your review.
They both take a sip and laugh.
Well, this could be a way to change your restaurant's flow. I mean, people are over beef tenderloins and bougie meals, right? This area has changed just so much. This comfort mixed with high quality ingredients, though, I mean, that feels like the right direction.
Before Julia can respond, the oven dings. Cut 2. A montage of Julia brushing garlic butter on the rolls, then placing the beef over the tiny buns to complete her father's famous sliders. Cut 2. Interior dining area. Inside the dimly lit dining room, the two of them sit in front of the sliders. Charles holds the fork and knife in his hands and realizes it's not the time. He puts them aside and picks up the slider with his hands. Looking up, his eyes meet Julia's. They both smile, and they go in for their first bite.
Fin!
In conclusion,
In the Bite of Time.
No, Love at First Bite.
Love at First Bite.
I guess that was an inside joke. That was happening.
In the Nick of Time?
Yeah, in the Bite of Time.
In the Bite of Time.
Anyway. Yeah. So.
That was amazing.
Yeah, really good work.
That was so cool.
Yeah, it's funny because we haven't done it for the past 2 episodes or however we released them. But regardless, we haven't done this for the past 2 weeks we recorded. Like the whole script writing. Yeah. We've been just kind of improvising it, which also, I'll be very honest, still has its own fun because it's super improv-y and it's super
keeps
silly.
Us on our
we'll do it once. We'll eventually.
But like I think for the guests, for the main guests, and like the first time someone's on, we should stick to the original.
But
format.
also just in general, like I don't know what the rule is. Like it's maybe even when we're doing a duo episode in the next few weeks, we do this again in one of the episodes because just doing it again after 2-3 weeks of not doing this process, I'm like, this is really rewarding, and it's also like what you said earlier, where it's like that's like kind of the what is it the
je ne sais quoi
of this
literally
podcast.
Was gonna say je ne sais quoi.
Literally the je ne sais quoi of this podcast.
And you know, like you never want to go to the fucking gym, you never want to go for a run, you never want to do yoga. Right. When you're done, you're like, I'm glad I fucking did that. It's so
exactly what. That's exactly.
You guys love doing this, right?
Yeah.
But comparing it to going to the gym,
when you like,
you gotta eat broccoli, you gotta eat carrots.
When you're staring down the barrel of like having to write a script, it's just kind of like, okay, like there's that anxiety, but like we've always gotten through it, and it's just.
I think that's what is also so great about it. You have to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this is why, of course, if you could just sit down and write a script every week, or I don't know how much you're doing, like people wouldn't have writer's block. People would be able just to have endless amount of creative stuff to tap into, but like having a deadline, having someone to sit across from you and absolutely have to write and be done at a certain time, and also perform it by the end, like that's amazing.
And also having a guest is so much, like it just adds the dynamic so much more, and like there's just the ideas flow quicker.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and you have a woman on this one, so I think it gives you some female.
So we'll take a break for a while from that.
But, go get back to the men.
You know what I'm saying? No, 100%. The guest thing has been such a joy, man. Like this is the 3rd guest episode, and every time we're just like, what the fuck? This is like, it adds, like you said, to the dynamic so well.
It's
just
really
we're getting pretty
fun
quick.
to do.
I think this episode, and if you minus the lunch break, it was 3 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
To
record it.
Yeah. And I mean, keep in mind too, with that extra brain in the room too. Like,
100%.
Because when we started, mine is big.
When we started this podcast, it would take us like 4.5 to 5 hours to do the whole thing.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, and that used to be taxing, dude. I was like just drained by the end of that episode.
Yeah.
But now it's like,
I would watch this film.
Oh fuck yeah! I would make this film for sure.
I can kind of see it. Like it's one of those scripts that we've written that's like very like visual, and like you would probably do some food porn in it, you know, and
totally.
really have the.
You watch it and you're just like, I mean, writing it, I am really, really hungry. In fact, I'd like a Jordan Almond. Name that. Where's that from?
Say that again.
Actually, I'm hungry, Helen, and I'd like a Jordan Almond.
I don't know. Can you give me one more quote from that film?
I can give you many quotes from that film.
Is it Bridesmaids?
Yeah, it's Bridesmaids.
Okay, as soon as you say many quotes, I know those Bridesmaids.
Yeah, so they're like in the dress shop and they're all like writhing from food poisoning, and Kristen Wiig's like, I'm not sick. She has beads of sweat.
And then she has the almond while she's sick.
She's like, no, I'm actually hungry, and I wish I had a snack.
I feel like if we do get hot soup, if we get you and Emily on the episode, the whole episode will be you guys quoting Bridesmaids.
The whole episode.
Yeah. Which part do you guys want to transition to the game real quick to end off, or do you have anything else to add?
Yeah, I mean, good work. That was fun. We don't really need to unpack what we did because the script speaks for it. Yeah. Oh yeah, we were talking about plot holes. We kind of wanted to cover a little thing there because, like, we obviously, took a bit of cinematic liberty with the phone thing. We didn't quite solve the phone problem.
You never carry a phone on you. That was our solution.
Yeah, it's just like.
But again, in a first draft, you wouldn't solve plot holes. The first draft of Matrix didn't solve the whole thing.
Neo wasn't even in the first draft.
Yeah, it was called.
Wow.
Matrix was about.
It was just called
the math problem.
It was just called Tricks. That's it.
Tricks,
and they're like, what? It's a cereal. We can't name the movie after a cereal.
Yeah.
And he's like, what about?
Go on. Finish the bit.
Red pill, blue pill.
But yeah, just because it was really a message for us as well to have this recorded now, saying that we shouldn't worry about plot holes in a first draft. Let's just have fun writing it.
Let's change the name to No Plot Holes. Or only
the third
holes.
season.
Yeah.
Every season we have a new name for this podcast. No plot holes.
Love at first bite.
Love at first bite.
I think it's good to have some sort of placeholder. I think you have to, or you're going to have it in the back of your mind because you need to write it. Like if we didn't do the phone thing, like we'd just be like, forget this part, which like then you don't feel like you have a finished script.
Good point.
Obviously,
placeholders important.
You know, there's probably lots of things that wouldn't make it to the end of this script. Not much, since it's perfect, but
it's not even that will make it. A lot of things would be just would be 2.0 versions of it. You know what I mean? Like that's what a second draft would be. With literally every scene, dialogue, we'd like, oh, that's a good joke. This is good, or whatever. Like our first drafts, luckily, are always. I'm pretty proud of them. But a film is usually sometimes 12, 15 drafts deep. You know what I mean? So
and people still write on set, man. Like it's still gonna change, and then it changes in the edit. Like you're never done. You're never done.
You cut out Rhonda completely,
it.
and all of a sudden the film starts in the kitchen. Like
or you change who plays the character and just green screen over the character. Not another person.
It's a monster.
Someone was telling me that about like Tig Notaro. Is that the
because Chris D'Elia was in that whole film, and they just green screened him out. That's crazy.
It's a lot of work.
And my brother said she's like the whole movie. Like she's
there's so
great.
You can tell she's not there. You can tell like there's like something that's like a little bit, but she's funny.
In Community,
she's so funny. Her stand-up's hilarious.
Yeah,
if you haven't watched it yet.
And it's crazy seeing her in like different. Like she's actually in Community. In season 2 or 3.
Oh, really?
I think like she's been a comedian for a long time, and like the public.
But what I mean, sorry, she did very small roles. Like she has like 2 lines in an episode.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. Like it's like, oh, dude, this fucking girl's awesome.
Growing in
the
but in Community, I was gonna say the green screen thing, where in season 4, Chevy Chase was having like issues all around. But season 4, you can start seeing that there's scenes where he's definitely not with them. Like they shot him separately.
Right.
Like they called him at a different call time, did his coverage, and we're like, peace, go home. So that even happens like that, where with this film, you know, you could green screen it, and now all of a sudden
that's true. No one has phones because it's 1842.
Yeah, and you know, Michelangelo's tiny penis wasn't carved in a day. You know,
this is true.
It took a long time.
It was carved in a week.
That tiny penis, one solid week done.
One chip it away.
Yep.
One testicle away. Do you want to play a game?
Wrap it up with a game.
These are the balls, but I can't because I have elbows. Also bridesmaids.
What was the line again?
She's like, trying to make my arms look like balls, but I can't because I have elbows.
I'll be honest, I feel
like that.
This next game though could be a little daunting because we're the quote game we want to try.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
But it's just like we all watch different films, so let's see what happens.
That's okay, we'll try.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have one, but I don't know if
you guys are gonna go back and forth, and no one's gonna get mine.
No, I don't think you'll get mine.
Okay.
Might not get mine
think
either.
It's a pretty famous.
I'm gonna try Stumpers.
Pick famous movies. I'm picking a famous one, but I still think.
Okay.
And then how about this? This is the game. Okay, this is the game. Okay. You have pick the same movie though.
Sure.
You give a quote. If someone gets it for that quote, they get 3 points.
Okay, great.
If they don't get it, then I give you a second quote from the same movie.
Okay.
If you get that point, you get 2 points.
Okay.
If not, then the third quote, and then it's like,
1
if
point.
you didn't get that, you guys lost.
Okay, great.
Okay.
All right, so
I
I'll
love
start.
it. Let's do it.
Who left the fridge open? I just picturing the scene is making me laugh.
Friday?
No. Who left the fridge open? No?
Knives Out?
No.
Scream?
No. You want me a second?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm the dude playing the dude disguised as another dude.
Tropic
You don't know
Thunder.
what dude you is.
Tropic Thunder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
The first one is when he's doing Ben Stiller's movie, like he's like Tug Speedman is Scorcher, and it's like, and like the world's frozen. When the world's frozen, he's like, who left the fridge?
That's funny.
You see Tropic Thunder?
No.
Yeah, great movie.
Dude, please.
I just told the camera that while you weren't looking. I said I never seen that. No, I know. I need to.
Your turn.
Not a big war.
No. Tropic Thunder is, well, I guess it's war, but it's like a parody of war.
Yes.
Yeah, but it is fair enough war.
No. I need to watch it. I know that. Okay, you go.
You go?
Yeah, you go.
You go.
You go.
Okay, fine. I'll go. 'Tis true, Peter. Time does fly, and so do you, I see.
Peter Pan.
Hook.
Hook.
Hook?
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
Hook.
I was gonna say the Nightmare
Before
of
Hook?
Christmas or something.
Night Before Peter Pan.
Night before. Yeah, Hook. Okay, great.
3 points, baby.
3 points.
Whoa.
You have 2.
I
The
have 2 points.
cinephile getting Hook. Showing off the big leagues.
Getting Hook.
Getting Hook.
Okay. I'm not even mad. I'm impressed.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh, shit. I wanted to say Bridesmaids as a joke, but I know it's not that.
Heat.
No,
not even mad. I'm impressed.
Ah, shit.
Do it again as exact as you can as the person.
I'm not even mad. I'm impressed. That's horrible.
Oh, Road to El Dorado?
No,
Oh.
I was wrong, but I'll give you another line if you don't know what.
It's so it's so in there.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I've
totally
definitely
is.
quoted this line, or I've definitely loved this.
Yeah,
line.
like that
Okay.
also like might be a little bit wrong.
Okay,
but
what's
I think it's close.
Second.
And like there's definitely another part to that line, but if I do that, then I'm gonna say a character's name. So, I'll do. Milk was a bad choice.
Oh, I hate you because I know this, but what the fuck?
I know I'm picking the obscure ones.
That's great though.
I went hard in with. I just gave all mine away in my line.
Yeah, yours is so obvious, dude. Yours was like, you said the fucking, Peter, you can fly and everything.
I think I just wanted to say that line because it's fun to say.
Yeah.
Say the 2 lines back to back.
I'm not even mad. I'm impressed. Milk was a bad choice. And then I can give you another one if you
It's
want.
going to have to have a third, I think.
Milk.
What in the hell is diversity?
That was like the weird. What? I don't even
That's
know
another
that
one.
I don't know that one at all.
No,
Okay.
I don't know.
There's this new thing. It's called jogging. I think it's with a soft J. It's where people just run for an extended amount of time.
Oh, Anchorman. Oh, what a stupid fucking. Oh, come on, Adeel.
Baxter, you ate a whole wheel of cheese?
I'm not
You
even
pooped in the
mad.
refrigerator? I'm not even mad. I'm impressed. I think that's what it is. I'm not even mad, I'm
Yeah,
impressed.
because he's yelling at his dog.
Dude, I'm so
Yeah.
pissed.
I was going to do I'm in a glass case of emotion, but I feel like that one everybody
Of
knows
course.
too.
Yeah.
I know all
or
these
the,
because my...
the Human Torch was denied a bank loan.
Was Brick, I think you need to go and settle down for a while, find somewhere safe.
A brick killed a man. That's how he starts.
With a trident.
With a trident.
I love Lamp. I can't. I could do the whole movie.
Yeah.
Look, Ron, I'm riding a furry tractor.
What's the pants party thing? It's like,
I'd like to have you've been invited to the no pants party or something.
Well-
Sex Panther. 70% of the time, it works every time.
Thank you for coming to our fully pantsed
Thank
party.
you. Well,
yes,
yes,
we are wearing
I hope.
pants.
Yeah, that is true.
Well, they can't
You
see below this table.
below the table.
Mhm.
This has been so fun.
Yeah, we're really
Thank you
glad
for having me.
You came.
Yeah.
so that was a great rehearsal.
Do you
We'll
want
do the
to?
actual taping next week.
Perfect.
You
Tell me the time
want
and place. If Gus Tacos are involved, they're not a sponsor yet, but they should be.
Oh, right.
I'll be here.
Great. Do you have anything you want to plug? I guess you plugged your show, but this is probably going to come out after the show.
No, nothing as of yet. I mean,
Keep an eye out for hot
keep
soup.
an eye out for hot
Look for
soup,
them
red
posters.
hot
The
silly
party.
peppers. You can catch me in actually you won't know the title because they're changing it, but a movie coming soon, and I have a small role.
Who's in it?
There's no small roles.
At the sliders are small rolls.
Touche.
There's quite a few people in it. You can't do this because I'm gonna butcher their names. So take this
Okay,
part
okay,
out.
yeah.
I'm not plugging anything.
All right. Well,
All right.
on that note, that's a wrap.
Thanks for
joining
listening.
us.
Thank you for joining
for
us.
having me.
Bye.
Love no rewrites.
Not bye. No Rewrites is produced by Adeel Shamsi and Jono Hunter. Edited by Justin Stevenson. Sound designed by Aaron Harastovic. Some additional voices performed by Katie Trudeau. And the stuff in between segments was recorded by Kevin Brown. If you have an idea for a prompt, email us at norewritesPodcast@gmail.com or DM us at norewritespodcast on Instagram. No Rewrites is an independent show, so please make sure to like and subscribe and tell your friends, please. Thank you.